Greetings. Man, I have a good time reading these headlines of a morning. Makes me wonder, what kind of weird shit are y'all into? I hear Pisces, you have proved your point loud and clear. And I don't even know what point that is. I didn't listen. I didn't listen to someone else. I guess I had to think for myself on that one. It's just what it is. But when I see that they're hating on your magical shine, I'm thinking, they're not talking about my INFJ shield, are they? I mean, Scott Morgan licensed MBTI counselor talks about how INFJs protect themselves. I mean, if they're hating on the INFJ's protection, well, then what are they up to? That's like hating on it. That's like hating on a cop for wearing a bulletproof vest. But we're healers. We're not cops. Now, when I hear you say that crooked cops are involved over money and corrupt government officials and things like, is that true? Is that true? Because, I mean, with all that talk of, death in the cards and the fact that, y'all are talking about a glowing individual who has had to heal from miraculous things like God stepped in. So, I mean, if God had to step in for this individual, because, well, let's just face it, we basically live on a pretty fucking evil planet. So if God had to step in on these evil angelic shine haters because it triggers their demons, and that's what it boils down to. If the light triggers them, the light triggers their demons. It irritates their demons. So, I mean, that should be pretty easy to identify people demonic evil. Scotty has now stepped in and helped trigger Dr. Evil. Simple enough. Simple enough. Reiki's 2,500-year-old information, so simple enough. But when I hear these ladies say that they have been harvesting energy off of us since we were children because they knew, and wanted to do, weird ass rituals to harvest the money for manifestation. Because she said Pisces, you'd be like, oh, that's why they stole it. Well, yeah, because they wanted to live in the lap of luxury, harvesting energy off of a birth chart that they couldn't harvest off their own. They just basically lost the genetic lottery, or the astrological lottery. They were born at the wrong time. They wanted to take someone's birthday away because they didn't like their own. Wanted to take someone else's birthday wishes away because they didn't like their own. And with it being a huge government conspiracy, because it would be a huge government conspiracy, because, I mean, even J.P. Morgan can tell you that millionaires don't study astrology and billionaires do. And, I mean, you have to get that certificate. They have to certify you. So, I mean, if they, when a baby is born, if astrology, and they know who you are. You can't have nebula apps talking about star seeds and reptile. We know exactly when you were born. Well, that's a cover up too, because they've always known. Simple enough. However, the message of concern is going to be the conjuration problem, because, I mean, when you have videos on YouTube where you have people teaching conjuration and then they lead you to the books and things that clarify, and then they help you out in conjuring demons and shit. Now, I mean, I've heard a couple of times you ladies talking about, home invasion because of a book. And when I hear you say, oh, this is Dictionary of Angels. When I hear you say home invasion, I mean, it's weird. Order your own. Why would you want someone else's? I mean, they think it's blessed or something? They think it's blessed by Reiki? They think a Reiki master, an angelic Reiki master, has brought the book to life or something? These people are weird. These people are absolutely weird. I mean, when I hear a reader say, do you see this sun surrounded by the angels? And I mean, when angels have to come in and protect you, that's what it is. I mean, where is that person? What have they healed from? Why did they have to heal from it? how evil is this situation? Because it's just what it is. I mean, once we find that person and we get down to the bottom of those things, it makes you wonder just how many problems in the world, can be solved just by giving a fuck about that one earth angel. So while I'm looking for that individual, because everybody else will be getting karma, fence sitters will be shown no mercy. I fully agree with that reading. Fence sitters with puckered buttholes plastered on my Facebook, they'll be shown no mercy, and that's fine. I can't do anything about those shown no mercy because they didn't show the earth angel any mercy. And I mean, I'm going to show the earth angels mercy. Simple enough. I'm not going to be, sitting on a fence with my butthole puckered. No. It's certainly not plastered on someone's Facebook. Simple enough. Nothing worse than nothing worse than fence sitters with puckered buttholes looking for a safe word with God because they're not going to be shown any mercy, plastered on my Facebook. Simple enough. I can't do anything about that. It's just what it is. And when I hear that, we don't know what to expect next. Well, it's what it is. And we've been blocked too, because I hear, Pisces, they're trying to keep you stuck. And I was like, well, yeah, I know. And now, God has blocked our intuition because, we would probably care. We would probably care enough to tell them what's coming for them. But no. God wants it to be a surprise. Simple enough. Kind of screwed up when when you connect to the source and you're supposed to be, channeling information for God, and God says, no. You just quiet down for a minute. Yeah, I got something special for these evil folks with puckered buttholes being shown no mercy for sitting on the fence plastered on your Facebook. It's just what it is. We've plastered a lot of things on our Facebook. she said this mother was diabolical, challenging fate and destiny. That's good. As soon as I read diabolical, I think, oh yeah, well, it does involve Capricorn devils going straight to El Diablo. So it is. I can't do anything about that. I can't do anything about that. It's what it is. Washing our hands clean of the entire fucking situation. God is all that is. Angels, archangels, ascended masters, the divine white light. That's to be a clear and infinite channel for your wisdom for myself as well as those I do readings for. Namaste. So it is. I mean, if you know that the subconscious mind is programmed by them, and then you break out of their programming or their matrix and you start realizing that energy is programmable, it's what it is. I mean, people say pseudoscience, and you're always going to have opposition. And I mean, when I really, truly came into that understanding was when Dolores Cannon, because I mean, her technique works on like 70 to 90% of the people that come in. Traditional hypnosis wasn't even that high. So with her technique and the way that she pioneered it, the reason it is so much higher is because of a technique. It's just what it is. You have to get the logical part of the mind out of the way. Dolores Cannon calls that Mr. Stupid. And by using a special technique that gets Mr. Stupid out of the way, well, then you're data-driven people. You're people like me. You're numbers guys. Your details. The people that logically think. Once you can get that out of the way and let the pictures come in, well, that's what Neville Goddard talked about. The kingdom of God was within your own imagination. So it's just what it is. I mean, once we get Mr. Stupid out of the way, then we can let the kingdom of God come in. And it's really neat. Really, really, really neat. Because then you got people that, well, oh God, I never believed in any of this because I was a programmed logical robot running around. Science is the only way. Da da da. Oh, look at the pretty pictures. Oh, it's so artistic. Oh, this is beautiful. Da, 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 da. Well, you have to get Mr. Stupid out of the way that only thinks in opposition with facts and dates and data. None of that. You can't get that picture in there. Can't get that picture in there. And yeah, I probably shouldn't talk too much about what's in the QHHT class that people would have to take, because then it gives them that, that unfair advantage to be demonic again, to be demons, like they know everything, copying off of Dolores Cannon from the grave. Simple enough. Simple, and controlling the narrative, because that's what they want to do. They want to control the narrative, probably for Big Puma and the lubeists, because what it is, I mean, lubeists, they like to take the lube and then grease their way in. They like to take government officials and grease their way in. They want to make sure that they lube it. They're called lubeists. They want to lube it before they grease it right in that individual. Simple enough. That way they can pass that bill, and they do. And I'm sure there's some money and exchanges involved and things of that nature. But pretty much, they want to take their kitten, their bill kitten, and they just want to slide that bill kitten in there. Just slide that bill kitten in there after they lube it, because it is. Once they take that, they're called lubeists. Once they take that lube and they lube it, they just grease that official. They just officially grease them right into a hell of a disaster. And it's just what it is. Everybody's love, everybody's light, everybody's health, everybody's wealth, everybody's abundance is just scattered about. So, you ever seen the movie Thank You for Not Smoking? You ever seen that? If that wasn't the most, if you've never seen the movie Thank You for Not Smoking, I suggest you go see it. Every day, a lobbyist for the tobacco industry would, once a week or whatever, would sit down and have dinner with a woman who was the lobbyist for the NHRA, for gun control, and then the other guy for something else. Where there were three of them, and anyway, they were the lobbyists for for tobacco, alcohol, firearms, all the shit, big pharma, all the legal shit, that does more damage than anything else. Simple enough. So they would sit down and have dinner and talk about how high their statistics were for how many people had gotten taken out by their product that they were lobbying for. No, Nick Naylor. Yeah, his name was Nick Naylor. They end up getting this guy. They throw him in a van. They do. They pull up in the white. What's the word? It's a white. What kind of van? They usually have them on Eastine Island. The white van. The Eastine Island van, was it? Oh, the pedo van, yes. The white pedo van. It did. It pulled up and it grabbed Nick Naylor and it pulled him in, and they started slapping nicotine patches on him. It's like, hey, and doing, and they're dressed like Anonymous. Your product has done this to this person and these people, and the Marlboro Man didn't make it. This starts just steadily hitting him with nicotine patches. And then he wakes up in the hospital. He wakes up in the hospital, and he's like, "Oh man, what happened? Oh, what happened?" Doctor tells him, "Well, people slapped you with like 200 nicotine patches and threw you out in your underwear out in the middle of the street." The lobbyist is like, he said, if it wasn't for your habit, those would have probably took you out. So, when I think about that, and then wondering how the healer has healed, how has this healer walked through the valley of the shadow of death? Well, I mean, holy shit, if they've been harvesting energy off of me since I was a child, I've got a pretty good sunshine cleansing coming back. I'm lucky I didn't end up like, Jim Crazy from the Spotless Mind series. The Sunshine Spotless Mind. Wasn't that Jim Carrey? Anyway. It is. It's a divine setup, and it's just getting better and better every day. However, I think about that all the time. The only thing that kept him alive after being slapped with nicotine was his habit. The thing that he lobbied for saved his life. It takes everyone else out. So now he's it saved my life. Some snaky individuals, absolutely. They would twist things around. Yeah, it's what it is. Now it became the entire situation or part of the movie. I think you'll have to go back and watch it. It ended up being all the guys in the pedo van's fault. Yeah, it's just where they were hardened. They were hardened criminals. They got their van off of East Stein Island, and they were these hardened, horrible criminals that were the problem for everything. Wasn't the tobacco? Wasn't the fact that all of these people had been taken out? No. It was the people that were standing up and teaching old boy a lesson, and he lived. He didn't even pass. Nick Naylor didn't even pass. His habit saved him, and then he goes full on lobbying for the tobacco industry, and the whole problem, the entire world's problem, not just America, the whole world, was a bunch of pedos in a van over money. No, I'm sorry. A bunch of anonymous people on a list that they couldn't find inside of a van. It was all their fault. That's right. It was a pedo van. They weren't pedos inside. They were nicotine patch appliers. So the nicotine patch appliers, because it was a cover up. They were covering him up with nicotine patches in a pedo van that they got off of Epstein Island. I think you'll have to go watch the movie. I'm not sure where they got the pedo van. It's just what it is. But it's certainly, when a white van pulls up, we automatically think pedo energy would be the problem inside of it. Simple enough. So, people's love, people's light, people's health, people's wealth, people's abundance is just scattered about. It's just what it is. There's a situation currently going on your planet where people's thinking is absolutely broken. And if I know that Jim Quick, the author of The Superbrain, can have a teacher that changes his entire outlook of everything by, this is Jim, the boy with the broken brain. Well, then as you have these individuals that are hating on light, well, those are angelic light hate crimes. That's just what it is. I can't do anything about that. I can't do anything about a government that is wanting to cover everything up because their white van energy was around my aura on the 4th of July. It's just what it is. You want to thank Chicago for killing thousands of people down on the 4th of July and to let it continue on. They're still trying to find a way. To set up the angels instead of take accountability for, I'm an island boy, I got a rich man in me. Think about that. We still have that energy in the cards to this day. Simple enough. You got people that are wanting to steal land. That's what it is. They're doing a land grab. They want the land. Okay, great. So you have all of these billionaires who want to grab the land. And each one of them, if it has anything to do with money, it has something to do with financial advice. And that's all going to stem down to what? Your controllers of the matrix. Simple enough. Boy, they certainly weren't expecting that to happen, were they? And you got to think, if you've got the same people buying the land to control the farming that were the same people that put out an experimental after they locked you down, masked you up, and then 78% of the people that passed from instead of, we have to watch our words. We can't say certain words on YouTube because they want to take our freedom of speech, especially when you're calling them out, especially when you're calling out any wrongdoing of your little controllers. And it's just what it is. I mean, you got to think they're used to controlling your children on an island. So when big boys that step up to the plate, they want to find everything they can to left brain, right brain, subconscious mind, not connect to their higher self. So what it is, because if they were connected to their higher selves, they would know what's coming next. They wouldn't be trying to silence the person. Oh God, we don't know what's next. But the more that person's right, the more wrong we are. And it shouldn't be that way. That's their separation tactics working against them. They wanted division and now have divided themselves from the divine. Imagine that. Cards in the upright? No. Cool, we'll flip that around. What is the predominant question on everyone's mind? Ego deaths. And we're handing these individuals their egos in a white van right off an island. Simple enough. The top row is the 5D moving down through time and space into the 3D. Spirit says the past would not change their consciousness. Continue putting your heart into your work. And that led to frenemies. Trigger demons hating your light because they're frenemies. Rejected by God and tossed into the seas. At least in Italy. At least in Italy on my birthday. At least in Italy. Well, and I hear there's a nice state of emergency in New York and New Jersey. That's going to be a hell of a mess to clean up. It's just what it is. Warriors, come out and play. All over money, frenemies. Let money cloud their judgment. However, it's a 50-50 from this moment forward. What happens with these future possibilities? You either grow or you don't. Simple enough. Oh, karma. No, there'll be no growing. It's 50-50. You're either getting karma or you're getting dharma. Simply let us know. Let us know down in the comments. That way we can know. Am I getting karma right now? Because there's nothing we can do with it for you. I'm on the dharma path and we can do everything. The possibilities are endless when you're on the dharma path. And, you know, that's the thing. I mean, with all of these stalkers that surround that light being, you would think they would be easy to find because you got that stalker energy in the cards. And we know it's a Pisces. So when is that Pisces going to get their blessings? Well, our spiritual inheritance is our gifts. They're waiting for Pisces to get a gift. What? Psychometry? What? Clairvoyance? Wait, what? Is it telekinesis? What are they waiting on? Fuck yeah, they're waiting on worry. These people are worried. Spirit has stepped in to the spotlight and is letting them have it. Letting them have it in mystical and magical ways. There's no way out. They've done all they can do. They're running. The demons are running around, stomping their hooves, chasing their tails, banging their horns on the wall, and won't stop. It's just, wait, come on, man. At some point, you have to stop banging your hooves, banging your horns on the wall, and chasing your tail. At some point, that has to end. I mean, come on. Nobody's any different. But I mean, when you're so stressed out that, you know, your horns are falling off of your head and the hair that's around them, you know, it's just what it is. It's just what it is. All over $1. It's what, you know, when I hear readers say that, you know, people have anyone can be bought. They all have a price. I'm thinking, oh yeah, that was the plan. That was the divine plan. This is what it is. Every time there's a natural disaster, oh, we didn't expect this. Well, you know, when you come after God's people, God brings the storms. No love there. Look at that. They would not change their mind. They get no love from the divine. So we continue putting our heart into the situation. Families will be flipped upside down, especially the evil ones. But I mean, you know, that's the problem. When the evil families get flipped upside down, the good upright families still feel bad about it. Oh man, look at that evil family getting flipped the fuck upside down. They had so much fun on that island. It's just what it is. They made so many great decisions and then 8 babies on an island. They were such a good family. They ruled the world so well for so long, and till people started waking up. Manifesting frenemies. Simple enough. All over money. Spiritual wealth is upside down, and women are supporting it. Look at that. Women standing in their upright, supporting the loss of everything. Ego deaths, manifesting frenemies. Isn't that amazing? Your gold diggers and your clout chasers have basically ended the world. What it is. You can't tell how many times have you thought that, you know what, This person is going to be the death of me. Simple enough. Guess what? They are moving everyone, because what they wanted for another is what they wanted for themselves and all involved. As sad as that is, the lack of faith in these people has led to an upside down initiation. I hear they were trying to sacrifice an earth angel for fame and fortune into some kind of secret club. Is that true? Made a deal with the devil, thinking the devil wanted the earth angel when the devil wanted all of them. Distancing these karma, earth angels in the upright. Simple enough. You're going to see some of the most weird. You're going to see some super paranormal shit. I hear that earth angel is a paranormal INFJ. It says so right here. The INFJ, we have nutrition facts. It says 99% paranormal, I think something like that. So you'll have to go look up INFJ nutrition facts. However, there comes that insurance situation that was in the cards yesterday. I mean, when I get an ick feeling about someone that, they want services for me, but truly they want to sell me on this fucking insurance idea with the new digital financial system that's about to affect the planet globally. So when they want to come and get services from me, but they don't care about healing, they care about pushing some fucking insurance thing on me that goes around perfectly with the new digital financial system that's going to affect the planet globally. When I'm going through a scenario like that with someone that doesn't give a shit about their healing, they want to make an appointment with me just so they can get in my energy and sell me on this shit instead of their own healing. And then, get pump information. They get information, then they go back over to that channel that just notified me. Because they talk about a lot of shit that they have a channel every day. I say something every day. The couple times that I listened to them, they were saying the same shit I had just said. So it's just what it is. And I mean, I meet the woman through that channel, and they're persistent little salesmen. But having all of that fucking, taking out life insurance policies and shit on people in the cards, I mean, that's what they do. So that's what they do. And hitting me up for that. So if you're going to make an appointment and come from fucking out of state for a session with me, don't be talking to me about what you fucking sell beforehand. Your healing is the most important. Simple enough. You figuring you out and leaving me the fuck alone, especially when it comes to life insurance policy. Things that can be abused with the new digital financial system that's going to affect the planet globally. Most people don't know about because they won't go Google it. How will the new digital financial system affect the planet globally? Fits perfect into a Google search bar. It does. Freaking every word fits perfect right into a Google search bar. And then it tells you what all this chaos and calamity with the government shutdown was about. Tells you why the markets keep crashing. Simple enough. And now that the Federal Reserve is now going nuclear. It's now it's doing that right now. That was the first thing I saw this morning. That the elites are freaking out. Well, yeah, because now their money is going to be digitally tracked and traced. Every fucking drip. It's called drips, drops, and bits for a reason with cryptocurrency. So and I mean, you got to think, how are people going to be? You got all that energy in the cards. They're blackmailing the VPs of the banks. They're doing this. They're doing that. Well, yeah, because that shit's like an MP3 player. It's like when you put a song for $1.99 out, right? I have $1.99 song, but you can download it for $1.99. When you give me that $1.99, and then you take this download, you now have this music that I have created. It's a song. It goes la 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 la, and you've paid $1.99 for that. And now you can take that song and you can carry it with you. Put your earphones in, la 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 la. But I've only made that one song, and it goes la 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 la, as millions of people buy that one download. I make one download. The minute you pay $1.99 and you get the download for $1.99. I've made one thing that can be sold forever. Cool. Now you're going to have people going to the bank that go, you know what? You used to have $1 that once you gave it away, it was gone. Now we're going to give you a Chuck E. Cheese token. And your Chuck E. Cheese tokens will always be there. It's going to be universal. We're going to give you an allotted amount because your money is worthless. It has no intrinsic value. We're going to give you an allotted amount. So now here you are standing with a digital bucket full of Chuck E. Cheese tokens. And we have gift cards. We know that you've been dealing with these fucking gift card scams for years. These companies want to give back. Here's a gift card. You will own nothing and be happy. It's just what it is. Fucking lies are coming out. Simple enough. People are worried because their lies, their setups, their Overton window has been understood by a fucking psychological warfare master. Moving forward, love is upside down and we have success due to it. Look at that. They wouldn't change their minds. There is no love. However, fucking authenticity is a much stronger vibration than love. How does this work? Just do it. Put these on your feet. You will love them. You know what? I just did it. I paid a whole lot. I wanted to be like Mike. So I just did it. I paid that authentic entity. I paid them my hard-earned ducats because I love to be like Mike. I love to just do it. I love that. So my love is fucking my love. You can't buy me love, but you can buy the things you love because they can authentically provide it for me. Healing is no different. Simple enough. That's why I see posts in Reddit. Does anyone know a doctor that prescribes blank? Because I don't know what my problem is, but I know blank will solve it. So if you could tell me where the doctor is I can go to that will prescribe me blank, that way, because I already know what the symptoms are, man. I don't care about the symptoms. I care about going to a doctor that'll give me blank. And people just jump right in. Oh yes, he helped me out so much with my this, with my this, with my this, with my this, with my this. And that person goes to Dr. So-and-so and goes, hey, you know what? I've got this problem and this problem and this problem and this problem and this problem. And then he'll go, okay, well here, let me fill in the blank. Get help. I hear they don't like Pisces spiritual abilities. Is that true? You know what I compare this to? You ever seen Ghostbusters? You ever seen Ghostbusters? They had the guy and the girl, fucking Bill Murray at the very first of it. The very first of the very first Ghostbusters. Give me a like or at least let me know that you have seen this. They've got the guy on one side of the wall and the girl on the other side of the wall. Bill Murray keeps flipping up a card where only he can see it. And tell me what is on the card. And it'd be like wavy lines, and she's like, oh, it's a tree. The guy'd go, I don't know, a bunch of wavy lines. No, sorry, buddy, you were wrong. You're right, it was a tree. And then he'd zap the guy. Well, he was the one that was getting it right. Simple enough. Here's my card. My card is supporting a bunch of women that only cared about money, losing everything, and ego deaths. Look at that. Moving forward. Congratulations. The energy exchange on these dark agendas are a 50-50 chance, but the overall is their ego deaths, and that's what we were going for. So now that we have the distancing the karmics, we don't even have to do that shit. They're running scared from the light. Spirit is removing things from around the divine plan that we can't even see. These individuals have lost their power. Earth angels in the upright are being supported by a power loss of ego deaths. Simple enough. It's a transfer of wealth. Every 100 years since the fall of Rome, they've done this like clockwork. Period. So if they do that shit, were you alive 100 years ago? No. Okay, great. What happened 100 years ago? The Great Depression, right? Yes. Okay, great. Are y'all going through the Great Awakening? So if 100 years ago was the Great Depression and they do this shit every 100 years since the fall of Rome, you're going from the Great Depression 100 years later, it's the Great Awakening. Great. What are you awakening to? Intuition. It's the Great Awakening. You're awakening to your intuitive gifts. You're awakening to the mark of the beast. Simple enough. And they give you two sides of that coin. Simple enough. The only people that have anything negative to say about Reiki, what do they say about the mark of the beast? You won't be able to buy, sell, and trade unless you take the mark. Well, like a Deutsch mark? Because you would need a Deutsch mark to buy, sell, or trade. Oh, they want to put something, they want to put a barcode on your hand or on your forehead. They want to put a mark. They want to put a mark right over your third eye. That's what they want to do. Go over to Christianity. What did they tell you the mark of the beast is? Your third eye intuition and your healing palm chakras. Why would they tell you that? One day your faith that we have controlled you with your entire life will be tested. You have looked outside of yourself for Jesus to come and save you because the church attracts sinners. And the minute a messenger comes to take the power away from the church, they shoot the messenger. We've done this before. Spirit invocation. Simple enough. Oh, he's the devil. But wait a minute. Our light triggers your demons. Oh, he's doing the devil's work. But wait. You've been waiting on the return of Christ consciousness your whole life. Oh, shit. The return of Christ consciousness. We have to demonize that. Why? Because our intuition calls you out? Spirit's been invoked on the situation, removing the negative energy. It's all about emotion. And I understand as a QHHT practitioner, that is what they came here to experience. Client comes in. I don't want to upset Jesus. I've got this nifty veil covering up my beauty. My husband. Simple enough. Simple enough. That's what it is. Take her down. Her past life. She didn't want to upset Jesus in this lifetime. Didn't believe in reincarnation. Bloop. Her past life. She had her husband didn't like her beauty. She had to cover up her face. And had no idea of that wheel of karma. Simple enough. What you judge, you become. It's that fucking simple. That simple. Harmony. That's how you keep the fucking wheel of karma in harmony and balance. That's how you balance the scales. Every time someone passes away, they go to the other side. It balances the scales. Swimming cannot teach you anything. You have a bunch of women who have been teaching you. Online influencers that wanted fame and fortune that are triggered by this light. Cool. So what truth do they want you to? What truth do they not want all their students to know? Their teacher was a demon that got triggered by our light, trying to take that person out. Oh God, they're so jealous. They're so jealous. Cool. Why? And I'll tell you why. Scott Morgan teaches how the INFJs protect themselves so that when we go out into public, our clairsentience isn't affected. Okay, great. So then you have the claircognizant teachers. If you live a good quality of life, you don't have to shield yourself. Well, Tarot's telling me that they're trying to break through Pisces spiritual protection to harvest energy. And if I know that that shield is what keeps this corrupt group of narcissists from being able to harvest energy, that shield, and then I hear a teacher, yes, a good quality of life doesn't require a shield. That means they want you unshielded so that their underhanded backdoor shit of harvesting energy works. Masculine. Masculines are in the upright. Simple enough. Simple enough. Karmics are upside down over the Earth Angel's intuition, and they've lost their power with unanswered prayers. Simple enough. I can't do anything about that. I can't do anything about fucking knowing something to be absolutely true for the INFJ's development, the 1 to 2% of the population, 0.04. And it doesn't matter. What works for one person doesn't work for another. I understand that. But when you hear a teacher telling you, yes, a good quality of life doesn't require a shield, and you've got every tarot reader on the planet talking about a fucking dark agenda of harvesting energy, and then that's your fire witch. That's the fire magic witch. This is the same fire magic witch is the same claircognizant that's sitting around in the cards. Has Pisces got their blessings yet? Has Pisces got their blessings yet? Oh God, oh God, oh God. Because why? Because Pisces called them out over that fucking shield that triggers their demons they hate. It's simple enough. You can't nurture that shit. Simple enough. They're a part of something done in the background that simple shield that triggers the shit out of them. It exposes that. It's a spotlight on their dark agenda. That's what it is. Spirit says don't fight. People are worried. Don't fight. That's why God's wrath is taking over. All of the lies are coming out, and the Master's in the upright. Congratulations. Earth Angel's in the upright. Lies are coming out. Master's in the upright. And we have absolutely no compassion for these intuitives. Simple enough. They have no compassion for us. No compassion is paid with no compassion. So they don't like your intuitive abilities. I don't like that they have puckered buttholes with no mercy being shown to fence sitters on my Facebook. Simple enough. Yeah, they got no gratitude. Look at that. They showed no gratitude. They had no mercy for the Earth Angel. And now I'm looking for that Earth Angel so that I can show them mercy, so that I can show them gratitude, while everybody else that sat on the fence has shown no mercy due to a destiny swap gone horribly wrong. Simple enough. Simple enough. Simple enough. So it's just what it is. You got to think it comes with the territory. If you're going to start an intuitive business that deals around intuition, number one, they want to control your intuition, because it's what it is. The truth is the fucking truth. So if they're wanting, we need to go out here and we need to catch this person that's doing this with your intuitive abilities, but we can't say anything about this island list of baby eaters. No. We have to keep that shit a secret. So we can do this, but we can't do that. No. We can do this. We can't. No. We have to confuse everything. We have to cover everything up. Oh God, that's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. Why? Because they pay them. Simple enough. Namaste.